Hey lovelies, it's Emma from Doodles of Wiltshire. I hope you're well. In today's video, I'm going to talk through the process that we go through to find a stud dog for our breeding females. I'm going to primarily talk about the stud that we are using for Lani for this next breeding, and I'm going to go through the criteria of what I look for essentially in a stud dog. I've got some notes here, so if I keep looking down, forgive me, that's what I've got kind of just in front of me. So to find a stud dog, you kind of go online, and there's kind of like a Tinder for dogs essentially. So you can sort of swipe right and swipe left for stud dogs. It's a thing. Having looked at all of the criteria that I have, I do now realise I'm pretty fussy.
It was at this moment he knew. He f***ed up.
I spent many months looking for a stud for Lani. There was definitely certain things I was very particular about, and I was just kind of, it's sort of like you're just kind of like searching, trying to find like as close to what is perfect kind of thing as possible, really. So I did also do I captured dogs and put them into kind of a spreadsheet thing. And I would say that for every one dog that made it onto this spreadsheet, I probably just looked at and discounted, or discarded rather, about 20 other dogs. So for every kind of one that made it onto here, there's probably about another 20. So that gives you a bit of a feel for kind of how many and how long I was looking. So in terms of the criteria and what I'm looking for, so conformation is one of the areas that I look for. That kind of means the sort of structure, the head structure or the body structure, the kind of proportions of their of the dog essentially, and if they kind of are a good example really of their breed. Health, obviously, have they been health checked? That's obviously incredibly important. There's amazing how many studs that haven't been health checked, and I whenever I found a dog that looked really great, I did kind of reach out and ask if they might be willing to have them health checked. Sometimes, you know, very often they were quite open to it and everything. But so yeah, so that's another area. So temperament is also incredibly important. A lot of the temperament that the puppies will have is genetic, so it will pass down from, so if you have, you know, calm parents, you'll have calm puppies. Cockapoos is quite hard to get that calm quality, but essentially the temperament is a significant factor. Are they friendly? Are they, you know, confident? Are they, you know, what is their personality like really? And that will kind of, a lot of that we'll see in the puppies that they have. Genetics. So there's a gene called FF, or fully furnished, which is where the doodles have that classic kind of doodle look of the kind of the sort of the full moustaches and the sort of fluffy look. That is what I would sort of call like that kind of classic doodle look really. And so Lani only carries one of those, and so she has to be bred with a stud that has two in order to get the FF in all of the puppies. So that would mean all the puppies have the teddy bear look. Otherwise you can have that thing which is called an improper coat, which is where you might have like a golden doodle or a cockapoo or something, but they look like more like sort of like the slick coat of one of those breeds, like a cocker spaniel or something like that. So that FF is a really important gene to kind of look for really when you're breeding. So also with genetics, you can understand what other coat traits, like how much they shed, what other colours that they might carry. It's fascinating. I think the whole genetics of dogs is absolutely, you know, just so interesting. Okay, so another criteria I'm looking at is height and weight. So I'm thinking about how compatible they might be height-wise, and you don't want to really create a pair if they're quite disproportionate to one another, because it won't necessarily work out. So one of the things that I realised I wasn't particularly concerned about was, within reason, was kind of where the stag dog is in the UK. I mean, I was already looking abroad as well, but in the UK I was willing to travel really however far it was necessary to get to kind of obviously find you know, a dog that's really, really fantastic. And similarly, the price, I wasn't particularly looking at the price either. So everything else was what I kind of factored in first. So personality, that temperament, that conformation, their structure, and their health. You know, so all of those factors are super important. And then those genetic things. So I'm going to just put some photos now of Max, the stud dog that we're going to be using for Lani. So he is a 5-year-old Cockapoo. So he lives about 4.5 or so hours from me. So that'll be quite a trip. He is, I would say he is by far, in my opinion, one of the best examples of a Cockapoo in the UK in terms of all of his, as I say, all of his health, his colours, you know, everything about him is really, really fantastic. And also I'll put in a little picture of some of his puppies as well. And you can see kind of like, this is what the puppies between Lani and Max may well look like, because I think that darker colour is quite dominant. You can also, there's also a little video of Max as a puppy as well. I'll just also put in a little clip of Lani as a puppy. Such, you know, very, very different colourings, but both, you know, you can see little clip into sort of just really how adorable they both were as puppies, really. So yeah, so Max is the stud that we will be using for Lani. Super looking forward to it. I'm going to put his link to his Tinder profile, you know, rather his Pets for Homes profile. I'll put that in the link below, and I really do think he's by far one of the best in the country. So thank you for watching. I hope that's been interesting. In our next video, we're going to take you on the journey of breeding Lani, and obviously taking Lani to Max, and all of that little adventure. So thank you so much for watching. Please do like and comment and subscribe and all those good things. And I hope you have a great day. Thanks. Bye.